actually was a classmate of mine. Hometown boy, graduated from Mossy Rock in 1970. He enlisted with the U.S. Army and later transferred to the U.S. Air Force Reserves, where he served until retirement, attaining the rank of Master Sergeant. He contributed to this community in many ways. He was part of the Lewis County Fire District 8 in Salcombe for 42 years. He was Fire District Chief for 20 years. He was a part of Lewis County Search and Rescue. And in 2006, the Washington State University included Mossy Rock in its Horizon program, which was an effort to build prosperity and reduce poverty in rural Washington communities. The Mossy Rock Area Action League and the Blueberry Festival were born as a result of that program. Phil served as the mall chair for several years. He was instrumental in developing the Klickitat Prairie Park during his time with Mall, and later became a member of the city's park board. He used his excavator to clear brush from the land, and he helped design, locate, and install the electrical service in the park. He constructed the first BMX bicycle track in the park and the gravel roads leading to the park facilities and the amphitheater. We'll miss Phil. He passed away on October 29th, 2018, but his legacy in our community lives on. And we have a plaque that will be placed in the park in his memory. Thank you, Phil. And the other thing we decided to do this time, each time we have a festival, we want to honor a pioneering family in this community, because a lot has happened in the last couple hundred years that we take advantage of and we get to be blessed by. And this time I'm going to talk about the Gosson family history. Gosson, Tonius Gosson, was born on February 20th, 1878 in Lebanon. He sailed from Lebanon to New York in 1908 and immigrated to Mossy Rock to join his brother, who had immigrated here in 1900. He became a naturalized citizen in 1913. Some of his accomplishments: he established a mercantile store in Agaloon in 1911. He established a post office in Agaloon and was postmaster until 1919. He established a mercantile store in Mossy Rock and another one in Mayfield, if y'all remember Mayfield. In 1922, he built a modern cannery for evergreen berries and paid many people to pick for him. He processed 200 tons of berries at this cannery. In 1924, he built a new general store in Salcombe. He served as postmaster for a period of time in 1924 in Mossy Rock. He went back to Lebanon in 1928 and came back with a bride, Marie Rose. Together they raised 4 sons and 1 daughter. About 1940, he built the G Theater next to his store on State Street. He had a store where the Nachos restaurant is now. He loaned J.C. McDaniel money to buy a switchboard that was set up in Salcombe that was connected to a line coming from Chehalis. That was the beginning of McDaniel Telephone Company. He suffered many losses of his businesses due to fire, and even his home burned down. The stucco house right behind you there, across from Nacho's restaurant, was the rebuilt family home that Paul Gosson, his second son, still occupies. He lost his wife to cancer in 1961, passed away himself in 1968 at the age of 90. The city of Tacoma bought the cannery in preparation for construction of the Mayfield Dam. As he grew older, Paul, who lives in that house, primarily managed his businesses. His sons Michael and Francois have passed away, but his sons George, Paul, and daughter Therese are retired and still living in Washington State. We owe a great debt to those who came before us and saw great potential for successful businesses in Mossy Rock. And we also have a plaque to commemorate their family's contributions to the community. And this is just an abbreviation of all the things that we dug up about him. So if you're interested in learning more, which is very interesting. We will have copies of both Phil McDaniel's and Dawson's at the mall booth in the park. So thank you so much for listening.